A Nigerian medical doctor and his wife, they are in serious trouble. This consultant, who has never been in trouble before, has now landed himself in trouble with his wife. The man is blaming his wife. He is accusing his wife of destroying his career. He is saying that the wife is the one that caused the problem that he found himself. This man is a man who is a consultant. He has sacrificed everything. His wife is also a medical doctor, and it was this doctor who today, Dr. Steve, he was the one that trained his wife through the medical school. Sadly, things have not gone well. If the wife is found guilty for what she has been accused of, she could be spending 15 years in prison. Good afternoon. The Lunch Club is where you hear the daily update about immigrant lived experiences in the diaspora. We share these stories to inform and educate our audience. Let me know what your views are about the story of this medical doctor and his wife. Frank is my name for those coming across my face for the first time. Let's dive into the story. Dr. Steve is a man who, before he came from Nigeria, he was married. His first wife, she sadly passed away when she was giving birth to their only child. It was Steve that raised the child. He raised this child from birth. The child did not even see his mom. And Steve made all the sacrifices in the world for the child to have a better life. He was raising the child whilst he was working in Lagos as a medical doctor. He did not want to marry again. A lot of people encouraged him to get into a relationship. He said, no, I don't want to marry again. Eventually, when this child was 2 years old, Steve met a young girl. The young girl is the one that ended up being his wife. And it was Steve who encouraged this girl to go back to school in Nigeria. And it was Steve who was the one that sponsored this girl throughout the girl's education. She is a newly qualified medical doctor. When the opportunity came for them to move to the UK, Steve got the sponsorship, and him and the wife, they moved. However, before they moved from Nigeria to the UK, there was a problem. Steve wanted to move with his only son. The wife insisted that they move together, that she said they should have a fresh start. She does not want Steve to move in with his only son. And you may say, what kind of father will ignore his son because of his wife? There are a lot of men like that. Steve listened to the wife and decided to leave his only child with his own mom in Nigeria. They came to the UK. The wife had the first child in the UK. The first child, who at that time, she had the first child. They later found out that the child is non-verbal. The child doesn't speak. He's got additional needs. It's a child with serious learning needs. The woman they have another child. The second child that they have, this one is only a baby. So she got a 3 years old and a 7-month-old baby. Steve was under pressure. His mom in Nigeria was not well, and there was no other family member who can care for his only child beside his mom that he trusts. When the time comes for Steve to bring his child, the wife again initially objected and said, no, I do not want you to bring this child. It got to a point where Steve and this woman, they were arguing every time. When Steve speaks to his relative, they say, the woman said, no, I do not. I just want me and you and our children to be together. It got to a point that for Steve to even take care of his child, whenever he wants to discuss about his son in Nigeria, the woman she will raise eyebrow. Steve will have to hide to speak about his own son because the woman was uncomfortable talking about Steve's son in her presence. When the woman found out that her first child, is non-verbal, it doesn't speak, the hatred for Steve's son in Nigeria escalated. It escalated to the point that she doesn't want to. Whenever Steve wants to talk about, no, I don't want to talk. Don't need to talk about the child. That is all the woman said. Don't talk about this child. When the woman had the second child, Steve was hoping that this child that she had now, at least maybe she was upset that the first child, she's struggling to come to terms with the fact that the first child, it doesn't speak. And that anger, that was why she was taking it out on this child. That was Steve's thinking. The woman had the second child. He's just 7 months old. Steve now got to the point where he now said, I have to bring my child to the UK. When he said he wants to bring the child, it was Steve's sister in Canada that called the woman and said, if you do not allow my brother to bring the child to the UK, I will fly to the UK and fight you. This is wrong. The woman stood her feet, and after that conversation, that was when Steve's wife now finally gave in and allowed our brother Steve to bring his child. It is Steve's child we are talking about. When the child came to the UK, this child is now 7 years, going to 8 years old. To register this child in school, it became a problem. Meanwhile, this woman has already been saying that as soon as her 7-month-old child reaches the age where he goes to school, that she does not want the child to go to a state school. She wants the child to go to a private school. She's already been saying all these things to Steve, that you are going to send this child, we are going to send this child to a private school. Steve said, no problem, let that time come when that time comes. But this child that just came, to register this child in school is a problem. Steve will, when Steve brings up, let's go register. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it every time. And this man is one of those men in Nigeria that they call woman rapper in Nigeria. For those people who are not Nigerian, woman rapper just means that a man where whenever the wife says something, the man just say, yes, honey, yes, honey. Anything the wife say, yes, honey, in his own house. Put your own son in school, it became a problem. This boy, they didn't put this boy in school. This boy has been in the UK. Meanwhile, before the child came, Steve Harrowly called the council and informed them that his son is coming. And he told the council that, look, they've already said, okay, when your son comes, this is the form that you're going to fill. You fill the form. He has the form filled in his house. But just to send it, the wife did not allow him to do it. And the brother just was waiting for the wife to give him permission to go ahead and send the form to the school. This boy became a slave in his own father's house. The woman, according to Steve, the woman will put her leg on the table, tell the boy to go and bring water. The woman to do anything, the boy will do it. Hey, go and bring water. The woman was not telling this child, you're a witch. The way your mom died as a witch. If you're not a witch, why would your mom die? This woman, she's a medical doctor. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to poison my children. The woman was telling this small boy that if your father died, all the assets in Nigeria belongs to her children, because me and your father were the one that worked together. This boy doesn't even know anything. This woman will say all sorts of things to this boy, a lot of things that no child should ever hear. This boy, one day, this woman was cooking big pot. The way they cook in the house, according to Steve, they will cook a lot of food and put everything in the freezer. So they use big pots to cook. This woman sat down. She was doing her nails like this. Was telling the boy, come go on, Edwin, go and check that thing. This woman did not do anything. She was flacking her nail while this young boy was telling the boy to go and turn the food that she's cooking. This poor boy went there. The food was very hot. The boy was turning the food. The woman saw that this boy and this pot, they are almost the same height. The woman did not even get up from where she was. She was like, oh, I can hear the smell. The food is smelling. The food is burning. Come on, shake, turn it. Where this boy was trying to turn the thing became so hot to the point that he dragged the pot on himself. Pot, the full food followed the boy's body, burned this poor boy. When he burned this poor boy, this woman knew that the first thing she ought to have done was to call the emergency services. She called the husband explained everything to the husband. The husband now said, if we call emergency services, it's going to be a problem for us. How bad it is. Both of them then decided that because they are medical doctors, they are going to treat the boy at home. They were treating this boy at home. The man who is a medical doctor who knew quite all right that according to the General Medical Council in England, code of conduct, good practice in prescribing and managing medicine and device, doctors should not prescribe for themselves or anyone close to them like family members or partner unless it is absolutely necessary in emergency when no other medical doctor is available. In this case, doctors are available. The two of them decided to be treating this boy at home. They were treating the boy. The doctor was using his status as a doctor to prescribe medicine for this boy because he's worried that if they find out that what has happened to this boy, the both of them are going to land in serious trouble. They were treating this boy. I don't know what happened, the injury, whether it is God, the injury did not heal on time. It became worse to the point where the doctor now decided that, before my son, something bad will happen, let me take my son to the hospital. It was him and his wife that took the boy to the hospital. When they took the boy to the hospital, the emergency A&E doctors, they look at this boy. This is not injury that happened yesterday. Why are you taking this boy to the hospital when this thing happened a few days? How did the injury happen? The husband will say this, the wife will say this. Medical doctors in the hospital, they became suspicious. As soon as they became suspicious that this couple's account is not plausible, what they are saying, it looks like something is smelling here. They alerted the police straight away. This medical doctor is a consultant. The wife is just a new doctor. The both of them, they were interviewed separately. Spoke to the man, spoke to the woman by the police separately in hospital. They realized that what the man was saying and what the woman was saying, it was two completely opposite things. Initially, the man did not want to tell them that he's a medical doctor. Both of them, they want to conceal that information. They later found out that they are medical doctor. As soon as they found that, they went to the man and the woman's house, searched the houses. They found medication. They found not only that medication that they were giving this young boy, medication that the doctor was even prescribing to people in Nigeria. People, he would prescribe medication, could buy it. Him and his wife, they would send it to people in Nigeria. Before you know what was happening, what started as a joke, it has now gotten to another place. The woman, the doctor's sister who called me from Canada said it is God that intervened. Because this poor boy, she said, only God knows what this poor boy has been going through in the hands of this doctor and the wife. Before you know what was happening, the two children of the doctor and the wife, they were removed from their care, including this young boy. This doctor is being charged for abuse of a child. That's the two husband and wife, abuse of a child, neglect, and also the doctor is being charged for prescribing medication to a relative. They found out that this doctor had medication that he should not have. And because of all this now, this doctor, the man, according to the sister, is a a man who doesn't like trouble. He's a very, very peaceful man. The sister said right from time when the man told the family that he wants to marry this girl, they say, this girl is too young for you. This girl is too hot. The man said he wants to marry this woman. And they warned this man, say, don't marry, don't marry, don't marry. Because of this man refused to listen and he allowed this woman to dominate him in the house. This man is now in serious trouble, going to jail if he's found guilty. British Medical Council have already written him to explain why he was prescribing medication to his son at home. This is very common in Nigerian society. When a man has a child from previous relationship, the woman comes in and starts maltreating the child because of their worry that, oh, if the man dies, this child is the first child, is going to inherit the property. I've seen these things several times. It's very prevalent. If you're a woman watching me now, you're in a relationship with a man that has children, please, please, nobody knows the head that will wear the crown tomorrow. The boy that you are maltreating today could be the child who will help your own children. Only God knows what the future holds. This doctor has landed himself in serious trouble now, and he cannot even walk because his license has been suspended pending the outcome. So he's got two cases, one from the General Medical Council and one criminal cases. And there's no way this man and this woman would ever come out alive. You're not going to hear this story on newspaper because in Britain, there is a presumption of innocence until found guilty. Only when the man has been found guilty, that is when the press will report it. But the sister who called me was absolutely crying for this young boy. The three children, they are now in care, and they don't have any relative in the UK who can care for these children. If the parents are found guilty, these children will not see their family again for a long time. What is your view? Do you blame the doctor or do you blame the wife? Put your comment in the comment section. Let me know what your views are. The doctor's sister will read your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like,